Namo Namaha, Andarki Namaskaramulu, Shubhodayam. Today is another good day for us that we have another session on Sanaatana Dharma and Veda Samskruti. As part of certificate course on Sanaatana Dharma, today is the 30th day of the webinar sessions. We have already finished 1 month, 1 week of lectures. And this is the second week going on of the second month. And that is today is the third day. We have in the last 2 days seen what is Sanaatana Dharma and main points to be considered in that. Today we'll, I think, start with Veda Samskruti after having covered other points in Sanaatana Dharma. So let us start with Vande Mataram and then have Prarthana. After that, we'll start with the meeting. Thank you.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Subrajyotna Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Suhasini, Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. Dhanyavadaha, Chala Chitpal garu.
Dhanyavadaha.
Let us request Ananthanji to do Prarthana for all of us. Request all of you also to do Prarthana. Mute your minutes.
Hari Om. 1 minute meditation. Let us close our eyes. Sit erect. Relax the body. Total concentration on breath. Without any disturbance, breath is coming of its own, going of its own. Give auto suggestion to your mind. I will not entertain any other thought other than class for another 2 hours. Om. 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 Om Gananantva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavin Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannoti Visidhasadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinam Avityavatu Vagdevyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatihi Gurumeva Bhaje गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
धन्यवादः Nandanji. We'll request Visalakshi ji to start the webinar.
Om Sri Mahaganathipataye Namaha. Om Sri Parvati Rajarajeshwarabhyam Namaha. Om Sri Metha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Om Sivaya Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Sivaya cha Namah Sivaya. Om Namah Sivaya. Now, yesterday we could not complete that point, 6 points, so I'll continue. There are, in fact, so many points to be discussed. And now we are discussing about the Sadharana Dharma, Vishesha Dharmas, Shaswata Dharmas, Dharma Sukshmas, Apad Dharmas, etc. Now, regarding this Apad Dharma, in Kurukshetra war, actually, Dharmaraja is Murti Bhavinchana Dharmamu, we say. He is completely the form of Dharma itself took the form of human being. So whatever he says, whatever he talks, whatever he behaves, that is completely Dharma. But there is Dharma Sukshma. Now in Kurukshetra war, Dharmaraja said loudly, Aswethama Hataha, and slowly said Kunjaraha, because of Sri Krishna's words. Because Paramatma Sri Krishna asked Dharmaraja to say so, Dharmaraja said. This is, it is Dharma only and not Adharma. Because Dharmaraja said due to the words of Sri Krishna, who is directly Paramatma, Lord Vishnu himself. So when God says, that is definitely Dharma only. And when Sumanta is taking Sri Ramachandra to the forest along with Sita Mata and Lakshmana Swami to drop them in the forest while going for 14 years Vanavasa, then Dasaratha Maharaja asked Sumanta to stop the chariot and not to carry them away. Then Sumanta sees the face of Sri Ramachandra. Then Sri Ramachandra asked Sumanta to not to stop, but to carry them to the forest, not to stop the chariot. Then Sumanta questions Sri Rama, when I return back, if the king asks me why I did not stop the chariot, what shall I say? Then Sri Rama said, you say that you did not hear the sound, that is the words of Dasharatha, in the sound of the chariot. So this is Dharma Sukshma. Sri Ramachandra said so because we really wonder at this reply. Why Ramachandra said Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha? Then why Rama said to Sumanta like this? Is it Dharma or Adharma? Then Sri Ramachandra is Dharma incarnation. Then how can anything comes out of his mouth and mind becomes Adharma? So it is Dharma only because Sri Ramachandra is going to the forest on the words of his father, by the command of his father, to keep his father in Dharma and Satya Nishtha. So, for the sake of keeping a big Satya, if a small Asatya is uttered, that also becomes Satya only. That is the Dharma, it is not any lie. So even if the father out of Putra Prema asks Rama not to go to the forest, if Rama stops there, that his father gets the sin of not keeping his words. One has to keep their words, whatever they say, their promises, boons, pratignas, everything should be followed and kept. So Sri Rama at that time has to go to the forest and make his father stand in Satyanishta. That is the Dharma Sukshma there. Now in the nature, the rivers, oceans, though they flow at a very high speed, they never transgress the banks. Cheliyalkatta we say. The mountain stands firmly where they stay. They never move hither thither. Then Panchabhutas, rivers, trees, they never work for themselves. They work for the welfare of others, all living creatures. Parupakaraya vahanti nadyaha, parupakaraya halanti vrikshaha, parupakaraya duhanti gavaha, parupakarartham idam shariram. This body is meant for the welfare and well-being of others. Gods have their own dharmas. If they are pleased by the devotion and prayer of human beings, if they appear before them, they never go away without giving any boon to them. So if they appear, they have to give the boon. And when they offer oblations by doing yajna yagadi kratus, they have to oblige and fulfill the purpose of that yagas. That is the duty of gods. That is dharma. It is the dharma of gods. Ritam is there in the nature. Along with eternal truths, general dharmas also are there. All these will be applied to all human beings. Human beings got their own dharmas such as speaking truth, practicing dharma, samata, prema, that is maintaining samata, prema, ahimsa, bhutadaya. Then also their duty is to do yajna yagadi kratus. They should never take anything from anybody. Aparigraha, having charity, danaguna. Then mata pitru seva, prakriti parirakshana, surya arathana, agni arathana, etc. So many duties are there. Then vyasti dharmas also are there. Every person has to take care of his family members. Thus, wishing the welfare of others and not able to bear the sufferings of others is called as daya. One should have this daya, compassion in their heart. And then paradukha asahishnuta, they say. It is daya. One should always have daya and bhuta daya. Pity and daya on all living creatures. Bhuta daya also should be possessed by all human beings. Among all human dharmas, that is Manava dharmas, Satyanishta, Dharmacharana, Daiva Bhakti, Pitru Bhakti, Guru Bhakti, and Desha Bhakti are most important. All human beings have Kutumba Sambandhas, relationships. Duty first, everything next, we say. So whatever works they do professionally, their duties they have to follow. That is Ujjoga Dharma. Then Sankhika dharmas also we got. And good behavior with neighbors, even that is our dharma. to maintain the society in a good condition. So all these are called as and Atma Dharma is there for each and every individual. So we have to develop all these Atma Gunas, Daivi Gunas, elevating ourselves into Shuddha Sattva Guna. And thereby we can get our aims of life, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and then finally attain moksha. Certain dharmas vary from one person to another person. For each and every individual, many dharmas are there. As son, as daughter towards parents. Even parents have their own duties towards their children. Then duties as brothers and sisters, brother and sister towards brothers and sisters, as relatives towards relatives, as a man with neighbors, as a student with teachers and gurus, and as professional, ujogi, etc. A person in society, he has to behave in a good condition. So all these are our duties. So dharma towards the dharma in which we are born, we should maintain that. Even that is our dharma. So in whichever family, to whomever parents, in whichever language, in whichever religion, God gave us birth, we have to do our duties accordingly. So, and also there are many more dharmas for human beings. For women, there are certain dharmas. For purushas, there are certain purusha dharmas. So, Sri dharmas should be followed by all Stris, all women, ladies. Then for children also certain dharmas are there. Then all other dharmas we have to follow. Besides them, we have to follow Varna Asrama dharmas, which is a must for all of us, in fact. So Varna dharmas and Asrama dharmas. Then the most important dharma of Sri Ramachandra at that time of going to the forest is to go to the forest and make his father stand in Satyanishta. So that is Dharma Sukshma. Such Dharma Sukshmas we have to observe and practice in our life also. In the nature, the rivers and oceans, though they flow at a very high speed, we said Cheliyal Katta, they never cross. That is how even we should never cross our limits. We have to be in limits while behaving with anybody in the society. So some people are getting doubt that when all dharmas are there, there are dharmas for nature, gods, human beings, animals and all. Similarly, even Rakshasas also have their own dharmas. What is the Rakshasa dharma? It is afflicting others, disturbing yajna yagas, torturing dharmikas and devotees and all. So if they do their duty, why should they be blamed and why God should come and punish them? This is what a question put to me somewhere. So I am answering now. So here we should know that the fact that if anybody frame their own dharmas as per their own will and wish and afflict others, they are not real dharmas. Such dharmas should not be followed by anybody. If a person says, I have coined this dharma, I have framed it, so I will follow this dharma, that would not become dharma. They should always be beneficial to themselves and to others. So then only when they are beneficial to others and when they are according to Shastras, scriptures, then only we can call them as dharma. So the Rakshasas feel that their dharmas are drinking surapana to torture Bhagavad Bhaktas, to create hindrances in yajna yagadi karmas, deva karyas, etc. So, and also they rob away, snatch away the havis offered to gods. So something given to others should never be taken by anybody else. So in view of Paramatma and Prakriti and also according to Daiva Dharmas and Manava Dharmas also, these Rakshasa Dharmas are Adharma. So Rakshasas are following atharma. They are following their own dharmas framed by themselves and doing and hurting dharma. So that is Paramatma Shasana is not being followed by them. They are following their own ideas, and they are hurting the nature, universe, living creatures, and all human beings, even gods. So Rakshasa dharma is not to be followed, and that is why Rakshasas have to be punished by God. Therefore, if any hindrance occurs to dharma at any time by anybody, Paramatma promised that he will take an incarnation. Paramatma declared, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata apyuthanam adharmasya tada atmanam srijamyaham. Similarly, Devi Ma also, that is goddess Jagannatha, also declared, Itham yada yada batha danavebhyo bhavishyati tada tada avatiryaham karishyam yarisankshayam. Paramatma said, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. These are the three words. These are the avataras prayojanas. So God takes incarnation for dushta sikshana, sishta rakshana, and dharma sthapana. Lord Sri Mahavishnu took incarnations as Sri Krishna with these purposes and also for Martya Sikshana. Sri Krishna Paramatma's avatara prayojana is to teach all human beings and give them very good knowledge. That knowledge given to us is through Bhagavad Gita. And Sri Mahavishnu was born as Sri Ramachandra to give the ideals of human relationships to all living beings, human beings. So Sri Ramachandra became ideal to all human beings by his virtues and virtuous ideal behavior as a son, as a brother, as a friend, as the husband, as a ruler of the king, and even as an enemy, and also exhibited and became ideal as Ekapatni Vrata and Asrita Rakshana as the and also as an ideal king. So we worship Rama and Sri Krishna. Sri Ramachandra never deviated even an inch, even Sri Krishna never deviated even an inch in following dharma. They always maintained their Satyanishta and Dharmanishta. And Sri Ramachandra made his father stood in Satyanishta. That is why he has become an ideal person. We follow Sri Ramachandra. We say every male person should be like Sri Rama, and female, that is women, should be like Sita Mata. When Sri Ramachandra bowed down to his mother at the time of leaving for Vanavasa Vrata, she blessed him like this, which is the core of Sanaatana Dharma, we can say. Yem palayasi dharmam tvam dhrutya cha niyamena cha savai raghava sardula dharmaswam apirakshatu. Hey Raghava Sardula, which dharma you are observing with firmness and as a principle, that dharma will protect you. So if we take care of dharma and follow dharma, that dharma protects us. Srimad Ramayana taught us about Satya, Dharma and all dharmas related to family and all human relations. Mahabharata made us aware of the losses that occur due to hatred and kutsitas. Mahabharata narrated samajika dharmas and so many morals which we have to follow. In Mahabharata, there are several upakhyanas, and all those stories give us morals and the dialogues they are speaking, the characters are speaking there, they speak with several dharma sukshmas. So Srimad Bhagavata speaks of Bhagavata dharma, Bhakti dharma. So it is called as Bhakti Shastra. Bhagavata speaks about Ananya Bhakti and Ekanta Bhakti. And they say Bhagavata itself is Sri Krishna Paramatma. So Satya, Dharma, Samata, Prema, Ahimsa, etc. all should be followed throughout the life by all human beings, not to just now and then. So Dharma Charana should become quite normal and natural to all of us. Automatically, we should be able to follow Dharma only. That should be part of our life. A normal attitude of us. Since childhood, children should be taught all morals and then devotion also. So if we follow Dharma, that Dharma protects us. Then Pravarakya used to worship fire god with all devotion, doing Trikala Sanjavandana and Trikala Agni Aradhana. So that was his principle he kept. Once a Siddha comes to his house and being pleased by his service done to him, given to him, he gives, that Siddha gives a sort of anointing paste he gives to Pravarakya to be applied to his feet so that wherever he wants to go, he can go within minutes. And then he leaves that place. Then Pravarakya wanted to see actually Himalayas. So he applies that paste to his feet and praise God fire, and then thinks in mind that he should be in Himalayas. That very moment he was there. He went to Himalayas. He enjoyed all the beauties of Himalaya and prayed all the gods, whoever are there, the temples and all. Then in the evening, again, he wanted to come back because he has to do Agni Aradhana, Sanchavandana. So he thought in his mind that he should go, but he could not go because due to the waters of that Himalaya mountain, the anointed paste on the feet was washed away. So he could not go because that lepana is no more on his feet. Then immediately he prays fire god, and fire god immediately makes him reach his home that very moment. This is an example for our dharma charana. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. So elders say there should not be delay in doing dharma charana. Vilamban nachare dharme chalam chittam vinasyati. Dharma karyas, they should be done immediately whenever we think of doing them. Because nityam sannihito mrityuhu kartavyo dharma sangrahaka. If we delay, we do not know whether we would be able to complete them or not. So mrityu is always following us as shadow. So we should do kal kare so, aaj kare so ab. Palame paralai hoyagi bahuri karega kab. Even Kabir Das said the same. So we should never deviate from doing dharma and should not delay also. Then actually Rabindranath Tagore, he said, when death comes and knocks at my door, I will set my guest with the vessel full of my life. That is, one should always be ever ready, completing, doing all his duties to be done at that time, for that time. And always be ready. Whenever death comes, we should leave happily and go. So that is how a person has to behave. Now, out of many phases of dharma, even if we follow one phase, one point of dharma, keeping that as our principle, just as Pravarakya kept worshipping fire god as dharma, we will be protected. Just as yesterday I said, Satyapalana, the cow and calf story. Even that cow followed the principle of keeping the words, whatever words she says, she kept the principle that she should keep that and she should never tell a lie. So she kept these two principles. So she revived, she could live. Even the tiger left her. Tiger did not hurt her. And even Bali Chakravarti, he showed Bali Chakravarti became very famous as Data because Balidana, we say. He gave Balidana. What is that Balidana? He, Lord Paramatma, came as Vamana Murti, Vamana Avatara. And this, Vamana Chakravarti offered 3 feet of land according to the desire of Vamana Murti. And not only offered the land, he also offered himself, I and mine, aham and mama. Even he has offered himself. So when he offered himself and offered himself to God, then it is called as Balidana. So he was protected and taken care by Lord Vishnu Vamana. In fact, in Vamana Avatara, favored Bali Chakravarti more than Indra. Indra got only his kingdom, but Bali Chakravarti, in future, Vishnumurti promised Bali Chakravarti to become Indra. And at present, he became the king of Patala Loka. So in both the ways, he was benefited by his devotion and Balidana. Then Shibi Chakravarti offered his body to protect the Pavura, we say pagan, who took his shelter. That is Asrita Rakshana is the principle kept by Shibi Chakravarti. So even gods praised his such great quality. So Bhakta Mirabai, then Vibhishana, etc., they proved that in reaching God, for approaching God and to be with God, we can leave anybody and everything, and that is not any sin. So in case of following dharma, in case of getting Paramatma, one can leave everything and approach God good. So our Maharshis asked us to worship Surya Deva, Pratyaksha Paramatma, saying Asavadityo Brahma, and Veda commands us Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. So Sri Ramachandra also said the same. Aswadhinam katham daivam prakarai rapiradyate swadhinam samatikramya mataram pitaram gurum. In how many ways we can worship to please the God who is not seen, not visible to our eyes in front of us. God may be existing everywhere. He may be very great and all powerful, but the moment, even without being prayed for the desires, when mother, father, and guru, teacher are readily available, knowing our necessities and desires. So when these three are available for us readily, they are more than God for us, because for God we have to pray, we have to call, we should express our desires. So he is aswadhina, not in our control. But mother, father, and guru, they are swadhinam, they are under our control. Control in the sense they are pratyaksha daivas and take care of us. So our Sanaatana Dharma says that we should follow Varna Dharmas and Asrama Dharmas, and we should do Srauta Karyas and Smarta Karyas. And we should offer the fruits of all our actions to God, finally. we should do without any desire. That is what is preached in our Bhagavad Gita. So that is the principle of Sanatana Dharma, by following which one can become God himself. So we have to follow all these points of Godhood, points of Sanatana Dharma to reach either God or to get liberated. A foreign lady being impressed by, she is very much impressed by the high intellect and the way of speeches given by Swami Vivekananda. And she thought that because he is very intellectual and knowledgeable person, if she marries him, she will get a similar son of very great methods. So immediately she asked him to marry her because she wants to get a son equal to the intelligence possessed by Swami Vivekananda. For that, Swami Vivekananda immediately replied, Ma, for this simple reason, why to marry me? This very moment I am accepting you as my mother. You also accept me as your son. Then I myself will become your son, your child. So that is how he never being tempted by any sort of pralopas. He never deviated from the brahmacharya vrata, as he kept as the nishta as a principle, and he enhanced the greatness and respect of our Sanatana Dharma by his words. That is how everybody should behave. If anybody questions to say what is Dharma, we can say this wonderful poem given in Andhra Mahabharata. ఒరులేయవి ఒనరించిన నరవర అప్రియము తనమనంబునకగు ఇతరుల కవి చేయకునికి పరాయణము పరమధర్మ పథములకెల్లన్. A very wonderful, great teaching, we can say, we got from Mahabharata. So for whatever actions done to us by others, we feel sad or get afflicted, we should never do such works to others. So that is the great dharma. In fact, Duryodhana says, Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi, janam yatharmam nachame nivruttihi, kenapi daivena krudistitena, yatha niyuktosmi tatha karomi. He says, I know what is dharma, but I am not interested in following dharma. I know what is atharma, but I cannot turn my mind from not doing atharma, because there is something, there is somebody sitting in my mind and heart, tells something to do and I follow that. That is the ego which is there in him is telling, but not Atma Prabodha. So thus he did all atharma and he got ruined entirely and completely. So we say, Yato dharmas tato Krishna, Yato Krishnas tato jayam. Where dharma is there, God exists, God lives there. Where God is there, Paramatma is there, there victory comes, Vijaya comes. That is why all Pandavas could succeed and all Kauravas vanished and defeated. Everybody should do their own duties. Sri Krishna Paramatma said, Swadharme nidhanam sreyaha, paradharmo bhayavakaha. It's better to die doing one's own duty rather than getting high positions or anything by following paradharma. So in whichever dharma God created us, we should never change our religion, our mata, our behavior. Can we change our mother? Mother is always mother. So similarly, the mata in which we are born is our mata. God has given us. So we have to follow that only. We should never get pralobhas. They show. Even then, we should never get deviated. Now, according to Yuga Bheda, dharma Vedas also occur. Krutetu manavam dharmam. Tretayam Gautamam Smrutam. Then Dwapare Shankha Likhitaha. Kalau Parasharaha Smrutaha. In Kruta Yuga, Manu Dharma is to be followed. Then in Treta Yuga, Gautama Smruti, we have to follow. They followed. Dwapara Yuga, the Dharma Shastras written by Shankha Likhitas are authority. Now for us, people born in this Kali Yuga, Parasharaha, Parasara Maharshi's son, that is Veda Vyasa Maharshi. Whatever Vyasa Maharshi said us. And also in Kali Yuga, we follow Apastamba Gruhya Sutras. So we have to follow whatever they said. In Srimad Bhagavata, it is said that Dharma Devata got 4 feet, namely Tapas, Shaucha, Daya and Satyam. These are the 4 feet of the Dharma Devata. Devata, the goddess in the Dharma in the form of cow is described there. Now in Kruta Yuga, that Dharma existed and walked with all 4 padas. So in Kruta Yuga, Kruta, they said, it is done. The Dharma is always followed by everybody at every moment. So that was Kruta Yuga. But in Treta Yuga, 1 pada tapas has gone. So Dharma walked with 3 feet in Treta Yuga. Treta, 3 means 3. That name itself indicates. Dwapara Yuga, Dvau means 2. Even that name indicates that Dharma Devata got only 2 feet at that time, because even the second pada, Shaucha has gone. Tapas has gone, Shaucha has gone. Now in Kruta, Treta, Dwapara. In Dwapara Yuga, only with 2 feet, Dharma Devata walked, because even Daya has gone. 2 feet, it has walked with Daya and Satyam. For coming to Kali Yuga, even the Daya has gone. So Dharma Devata is now walking only with 1 feet Satyam. But truth always exists. So even in Kali Yuga, truth is there. Kalau Keshava Kirtanam, we say. Namasmarana Danyopayam Nahi Pashyamo Bhavatarane. Rama Hare, Krishna Hare, Rama Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, we say. So in Kali Yuga, if we just pray or do bhajanas with sincere devotion, we can get the anugraha of Paramatma. So Nama Smarana is very essential in this Kali Yuga for people who are not having the 3 feet of Dharma Devata, left with only 1 feet. So we should develop Sattvika gunas by our devotion, our behavior of Satya and Dharma Nishta. Now 7th point is, what are the characteristics of Dharma? There are many characteristics of Dharma. Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha, Dharmahimsa Tathaivacha also is there. Ahimsa Satyam Asteyam Brahmacharyam Aparigrahaka, etc. So many characteristics. In Manu Dharma Shastra, 1 sloka is there. Dhruti Kshama Damosteyam Shaucham Indriya Nigrahaha Khrir Vidya Satyam Akrothaha Etad Dharmasya Lakshanam. So these 10 characteristics are to be followed, to follow Dharma. Dhamma means Shema Dhamma. Shema is Antarindriya Nigraha. Dhamma is external sense organs control. Then Asteya, not taking others by force, robbing. Shaucha means physical, mental purity. Indriya Nigraha is controlling internal and external sense organs, all 10 indriyas, and then mind also. Then Khri means bashfulness. That is, one should always hesitate to do adharmika karyas. Then vidya is to acquire knowledge, satyam, truthfulness. Then akrodha, not getting anger at any situation. All these are lakshanas of dharma. Now, due to lack of time, I just only gave the meanings. In my Sanaatana Dharma, Veda Samskruti Samiti, Sanaatana Dharma, not that lectures, there I explained in detail. If anybody are interested, can listen. Now, eighth point is, this one point consists of 21 points, I said. Now I will not repeat because I already said on the first day. So most important items in Sanatana Dharma under this topic, this point, eighth point, the 21 points plus 7, 28 points we should keep in mind, and we have to follow all these to follow Sanatana Dharma. So for them, we have to study Samskrita Bhasha. It's very essential. Now the 17th point, that is Shodasa Samskaras. Now I will start Shodasa Samskaras, and today, if possible, at least 3 Samskaras we should be able to cover. Now, regarding these Shodasa Samskaras, Shodasa, the word itself says they are 16. So, there are 48 Samskaras according to scriptures. Then there are 40 Samskaras, Chatwari Samskaras according to Gautama Maharshi. Gautama Rapastamba Dharma Sutras, I think. So 40 samskaras are there. But because it's very difficult to follow all these samskaras by all human beings, our great Maharshis, they said at least you follow 16 Shodasa samskaras in your life. So the 16 samskaras are given here in a sloka form. Garbhadhanam, Pumsavanam, Simantonnayanam Tatha, Jata Namnanna, Anna Chaula, Maunjivrata, Chetustayam, Godanakyam, Snatakam cha, Vivaham, Paitrumedhikam, Shodasaitani Karmani, Samantram Karayet Tataha. These 16 are to be done according to the mantras given there by Maharshis. So these are the 16 samskaras. Garbhadhana samskara, Pumsavana, Simanta Unnayanam, Simanta samskara. These 3 will be performed even before the birth of a child, a jiva. Then after the birth, the samskaras done are Jatakarma, Namakarana, Annaprasana, Chaulakarma, Upanayana by parents. Then Prajapatya, Saumya Vrata, Agneya Vrata, Vaiswadeva Vrata. Then Godana Vrata. All these will be done, and even Snataka Vrata will be performed by the Acharya, Guru, Master. Then Pani Grahanam is the 15th one. Parents will celebrate it. Then Paitrumethikam, Anchesti, will be done by the son born to them. So these are the 16 samskaras. But mostly all of us are following. This is the list given according to Gautama Dharma Sutras, I think. But we follow Apastamba Dharma Sutras. So according to Apastamba Gruhya Sutras or Dharma Sutras, we follow, there are certain changes among these 16 samskaras. These all vratas are kept in as one samskara, and then some other samskaras are added. So we follow that. Now we will try to know all these samskaras. Now shortly I will explain in 5 minutes, and then slowly one after another we'll know in detail. So these 16 samskaras, each in one or two, just I'll say the first one is Garbhadhana Samskara. Actually, we should know what is samskara. What is a samskara? Actually, samskara, also the word came from kru, to do, with the prefix sam. Sam means samyak, properly. And sam also means sampurna, perfectly. So, samskara itself means purification. This samskara purifies our body, mind, and jiva also. Jivatma. Even that jiva is to be purified even before taking birth, getting this upadhi. So, purifying from one's past state, that is the previous janma, samskaras will be lingering to the jiva. So even if any bad is there, that is to be removed. If any good is there, that is to be increased. So these samskaras make that. So these 16, now first one is Garbhadhana Samskara. It is the first samskara. It is performed just after the marriage to purify the womb of the bride to become worthy of getting a good progeny, to make the womb ready to conceive with Vedic mantras. Then second one is Pumsavanam, a ritual conducted at the third month of the pregnancy of the girl, lady, that is married woman, with the wish of making the embryo a male child. Then Simantam or Simantonayanam is a most important ritual among all these three, which is celebrated before the birth of the child to protect the mother and the to be born child also. We celebrate that, wishing a normal delivery. This Simanta would be celebrated as a festival also, and it gives a lot of happiness to the pregnant lady. So these three are called as prenatal samskaras. Now start the childhood samskaras. Fourth one is Jata Karma. It starts just before the birth of the child and just after the birth of the baby. The father gives several donations, danas. Lot of danas are to be done by the father even before Jata Ashaucha. The moment the child is born, Ashaucha comes. So even before that, he should tell the Sankalpa and donate. Then actually on the 11th day after this Puriti Snana, we say, he has to do Jata Karma. Now, fifth samskara is Namakarana, naming the child. This is performed mostly on the 11th day or 21st day. Along with this, parents celebrate cradle ceremony by keeping the child in cradle. Now, Nishkramana is the sixth samskara. It is taking the child to Yajnasala for the first time, bringing the child out of the house to show him the nature and sunlight, so that he will get accustomed to the nature, the atmosphere. Then seventh is Annaprasana, to make child swallow something other than mother's milk, and keeping the normally Paramanam. With Paramanam, we celebrate this Annaprasana, putting that to the tongue, just to the lips or tongue of the child, with a gold ring without stones. Along with this, the parents celebrate an entertainment of Vastu Pradarshana and allow the child to touch anything coming there crawling. Then eighth samskara is Chuda samskara or Chaula samskara. This is removing the hair of the baby that came to the baby by birth. For the first time, removing the hair, Chuda. Then Karnaveda, ear piercing. So this is done even to girls and babies and boys also. And only for girls, the nasal also is to be The nose is also to be pierced. Then 10th is Akshara Abhyasa, making the child read and write the letters for the first time. It is most sublime samskara, which is very much needed for all human beings. Now 11th is Upanayana Samskara, the most sacred samskara where Brahmopadesha would be done to the child by father and guru. And they make him wear Yajnopavita. This samskara brings the child to the guru, who makes him get the real knowledge, Brahma Jnana. By this, the child becomes a brahmachari by wearing the sacred thread. So now 12th is Samavartana or Snataka Vrata Samskara. This is that samskara or the function conducted after the student completes his education. The guru should say that he has completed the education, then guru himself will perform this Samavartana Snataka, and in that Snataka he gives him his final verdict and advises, and then gives him the certificate of completing the course. So till that time he is brahmachari. So then guru permits him to enter into grihasthasrama and go home and to be with parents and to get married. Now 13th samskara is Keshanta or Godana samskara. This is the samskara of removing the hair that grows on the cheeks and chin of a boy. At that time, he has to donate a milky cow along with the calf to his acharya. So this Keshanta samskara is also called as Godana samskara. Similarly, a sort of samskara is to be performed and celebrated while a girl becomes mature. So even that is to be done for the girls. Now Veda Vratas. Now Veda Vratas are Brahma Yajnas, we say. This is the samskara performed before the marriage by Guru himself. He makes brahmachari perform these Veda Vratas. There are 4 Vratas which are already mentioned. All these 4 are clubbed together here as one samskara. So this is called as Veda Vrata or Brahmacharya Vrata samskara observed as Veda Vrata. And at that time, the Guru and Sishya together, they perform certain yajnas, danas and all. So these 4 vratas, and he has to study. The Guru makes him celebrate yajna, that is perform yajna, offer some dana to the acharya and to others. And then for 1 year, the brahmachari has to study and get that knowledge. Then 2nd year, 2nd one, 3rd one, 4th one. Thus, it takes 4 years time to do this Deva Vratas. Then after those 4 years, his education is completed and Acharya permits the Brahmachari to go home. Now 15th samskara is Vivaha. Vivaha samskara, celebrating marriage to Vara and Vadhu and bringing them into Grihasthasrama, the best among 4 ashramas. Grihasthasrama, because a Grihastha has to take care of brahmacharis and sannyasis. Whereas Vanaprastha, they stay at Vana and they take care of their own selves with roots and fruits available there. And also Grihasthasrama is most important because by this a person becomes able to keep his lineage, his dynasty, his Vamsha. It's very important. Now 16th is Antyeshti. This is the last rites done to a person by his elder son and all sons together when he or she leaves the body. Thus, these Shodasa Samskaras would be performed by grandmothers and grandparents, then celebrated by parents, then celebrated by acharyas, celebrate, they themselves may celebrate also, and the son also celebrates. So now let us know what is meant by samskara in detail. And about all these Shodasa samskaras also, we'll go into a little deeper. Now, because you should get an idea what is samskara, I just said in 1 or 2 lines. Now, what is samskara? The word samskaram is formed from the root kru, to do, with the upasarga samyak, good. Samyak means good. Samyakaranameva samskaranam. To do good is samskaranam. Bagu cheyadam. So samskaram means purifying. It is removing the sins and defects that exist in the chitta. Mano, buddhi, ahankara, chittani, we say these 4 together is called as antakarana. So that chitta stores what all we did in previous lives also, as in the form of samskara. So that chitta is to be purified by removing the sins and defects. And coming along with jiva, they show their effect. So when only good samskaras are carried in chitta, this jiva born here at present will become a very great person. So we have to do this samskara, all these samskaras. The word samskara appears in Rigveda mantras, and also in Jaimini Purva Mimamsa sutras also. They mention about these samskaras, because yajna means samskaranam only. And also in our Gruhya Sutras also, Apastamba Gruhya Sutras, and there are so many other Dharma Sutras and Dharma Shastras where they speak about samskaras, all these samskaras. Then samskaras are the rituals related to Agama Shastra. These Shodasa samskaras are done to the jiva starting from before the birth of the jiva, continuing through several stages at his life after birth, and at the end with the last rites performed by his son after he leaves the body. So in this world, these samskaras are performed only to human beings out of 84 lakhs of living creatures, living beings, because the life of human being is so great that the human body, this manava upadhi alone, is capable of getting moksha. So to get liberated, one should be very pious. So if a jivatma is born as a bird or animal or a tree or something, it enjoys its own good or the results of its own good or bad works. But they can never enjoy as human beings enjoy with this upadhi. So the birds and animals do not have the power either to study the scriptures or to talk and express the views which are there in their minds. They also express with some sort of sounds, but they are only sounds, but not exact words, so that they can also utter the mantras. But in our Upanishads, we see that there are certain dogs which chant the Vedic mantras, which speak in Samskrita Bhasha with the Maharshis. That's really wonderful. Now, these birds also, they can never listen to the pravachanas or teachings or Guru Bodhas to elevate their souls and all. So only human Upadhi got such facilities of talking, listening, studying, everything, and doing worship, doing yajna yagas, etc. But there are so many other instances also in our Puranas that even not only human beings, all living creatures also can do such works and get liberated. So Sri Kala Hasteswara, we say Sri, then Kala. Sri means the spider. Kala. Voice is not heard. Is it okay? Are you able to listen now?
It is okay, okay. Go ahead.
So Sri Kala Hasti Iswara we say. So a spider, Kala means the snake and Hasti means elephant. Three of them got liberated. They got mukti by worshipping Parameswara, Shiva. And Gajendra also, we know Gajendra Mokshana. Gajendra also got, though he is Gaja, he is having the upathi of elephant, even then he got liberated. Even Makara got mukti, like that. So certain other exceptions are there. For always exceptions will be there. So Jantunam Narajanma Durlabham, we already said. So when such upathi has come to us, it is rare upathi. So we have to utilize it properly by getting the real knowledge. We should pray to God. We should worship. We should follow Sanaatana Dharma and get perfect fruit of our birth. So when such rare body is given to us, that body should be purified by all these several samskaras. That body should be purified and made worthy of doing all these in proper way. So these samskaras are essential for human beings. Even before the jiva enters a mother's womb, these samskaras start and continue after taking birth. We already said. Then parents perform these three samskaras, first three. Afterwards, the jiva has to lead spiritual life with proper samskaras and should try to reach the goal of human life, achieving moksha. Now, after completing the life, after living full span of life, when the jiva leaves the body, then 16 samskara occurs. So while the jiva is in the womb of its mother, then he experiences the consequences of its misdeeds done in previous births. That is called as Garthavasa Naraka. It is also that is the jiva suffers a lot there. Being in the womb of the mother, he feels as if he is experiencing the Narakabhatha, hell. When a living creature dies and leaves the body in order to get human body and be born as a human being, he has to wait a very long time. It is a great process which is described in Upanishads. That Jivatma has to take the form of a raindrop first, then fall on the crops. Then it has to sprout the plant. It has to grow into a plant and then turn into grains, dhanya. Then it should reach the stomach of a worthy man who eats it. And then it should turn into virya and then enter into mother's womb and suffering a lot in the dark, congested place, floating on waters, the waters that exist there, getting food from mother. It has to grow, and it has to grow fully with all the limbs, body parts and all, sense organs, brain and prana shakti should come to it. Then after fully mature, getting all the limbs and all, then it has to come out of the womb of the mother, being thrown by force with the wind that exists there. So it's very difficult. Now our Shastras and Puranas say that the Jiva, while staying at mother's womb, prays God, Bhagavan, praying a lot. He cries, laments, and prays with remorse that, oh God, I cannot bear this sort of suffering. Kindly get me out of this place carefully. I will not commit any more sins after coming out of it. I will walk on the way you gave us. So that is how the Jiva laments. Then the Jiva remembers his past lives also while in the womb of the mother. Then Garbhopanishad and Garuda Mahapurana, they speak about different stages of Garbhastha Pindas, the datis of jivas, and also the results of good and bad deeds done by jivas, etc. The offering, that is, they get the food through the connection. So whatever the mother eats, the child has to bear it and get strength from that only. And also these offsprings, this child, when born, that child may be either Methavi, a very great person like Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada or Swami Vivekananda, or it may be a very great soul or a talented person endowed with God-given gifts, pratibhas and all, or he may be just a normal, ordinary person. Whoever may be born, he should be purified with these samskaras only. So whoever may be born, before that jiva enters the womb of the mother's womb will be purified. So when mother's womb is purified and cleaned with certain Vedic mantras and procedure, then good jiva tries to enter that pious womb. So noble jivas do not want to enter just ordinary womb which is dirty. So we have to clean it. If we have to enter into a house, new house to live, we clean the house first, make it fit to live there. And then we enter after worshipping God, we enter into that. Then similarly, Jiva also, before he enters the mother's womb, elders should make that womb of the mother pure and clean, so that a good soul, a good Jiva, Jivatma, can enter into it and born as a child to them. The samskara done to the mother before the birth of a child, we said there are 3. This is the first one. So after the birth of baby, 12 samskaras have to be done. Then Antyeshti last. So this process of purification is called as sacrament. That is samskarana, samskara. So these Shodasa samskaras are very important for human life. The parents of Vadhu and Vara, the couple who become mother and father, their son, people of 3 generations are actually engaged in doing all these Shodasa samskaras. 3 generations people are there. Now Gautama Maharshi said that in Dharmasastra Granthas, actually it is Gautama Maharshi who said there are 40 samskaras. So according to Gautama Maharshi, there are 40 samskaras, Chatvarinshat samskaraha. Some others said there are 48. Now out of them we are performing 16 Shodasa samskaras mentioned in Grihya Sutras, Apastamba Sutras. Compulsorily we have to do all these 16, because all Hindus are actually, all Sanatana Dharmanuyayis, they are all following them. And there is scientific reason also, reasons. There are scientific reasons also for performing all these samskaras. So whatever methods are observed by our ancestors, given to us by Maharshis in the olden days, in them our perfect health, then Shastriyata, scientific, Vaijnanika, Vaijnanikata also exist. They are all mixed with spiritual well-being. So now in this modern age, people developed a lot of that is facilities scientifically, then machinery also. So even doctors, hospitals, everything, they are equipped with modern machinery, which are very much useful for the for treating the people. So all things are becoming easy nowadays. But in the olden days, such facilities were not there. Even then, people used to take care of the lives of each and every individual. And at the time of giving birth to a child also, uh, they say some mantrasani comes and takes care very nicely, just as nurses and doctors are doing now. So all these Shodasa samskaras are performed to girls and boys, men and women, but one or two are meant specifically for boys and specially for girls. So all other samskaras are common. Just as the moon when shines with Shoda 16 kalas, Shodasa kala paripurna we say, Chandra, moon at the time of Paurnami. And Upanishads also mention of Shodasa kala purusha. All human beings also are endowed with 16 kalas. Even they are existing in all of us. So we have to be purified with Shodasa samskaras. The one who undergoes them leads a cultured life and gets the possibility of liberated. Now, what is meant by doing these samskaras can be understood like this. Suppose a dirty copper bowl or a brass plate is there. To remove its dirt, what we do, we apply tamarind, and also along with salt, we keep a little salt also to it and rub it very much, so that black spots or the dirt on it will go away, will be washed away. And then in the olden days, we used to clean and rub with coconut, the grass that is there over that coconut, and also with brick powder. But nowadays, so many other powders and soaps have come. Now, when we clean it, rub it, clean it and wash it, then they shine very nicely and the glow and luster comes to them. So as if they are new, they shine a lot. Nowadays, we are cleaning with certain powders we use in our houses also. Pitambaram, we say Pitambaram makes copper and other silver also shine very much. Similarly, to remove the dirt and impurities of the previous births of jivatmas, the upathis should be purified with certain mantras and rituals. Then the jiva which is in that upathi gets purified, and the jiva gets physical, mental, spiritual purification. So these Shodas samskaras have to be performed by all human beings. Now, they are as important as we follow Varnasrama dharmas also. And according to Varnas, these dharmas, these samskaras also change a little. So these are the basis of Vedic way of life. Our social life depends on these samskaras also. Now, mental intentions and thoughts are very important for the development of human life. The effect of our thoughts is on the deeds we do. The results will come accordingly, according to the deeds we do. So getting best birth or getting liberated would become possible with these samskaras by observing them. Therefore, sages prescribe these rituals for the physical, mental, spiritual well-being and purification of us. It has become our custom to observe these rituals, these Shodasa samskaras. And while performing these Shodasa samskaras, we get happiness also, because they all the relatives and friends come and get-togethers will occur. Now, the greatness of these rituals is to unite all human beings also. All people who live at different places, they also observe these samskaras. So in performing these samskaras, all followers of Sanaatana Dharma will get together. Ase to Himachala people, they observe them. Maybe with slight differences. The customs are there, but customs may differ. Prantiya Bhedas, we say. From the methods we follow traditionally, which are coming to us, paramparagata pathatis are there. So it may differ a little, but everybody will follow all these Shodasa samskaras. So these samskaras destroy evil in men, inflict super qualities, and make them meritorious and befitting to get moksha, liberation. Now, besides these Shodasa samskaras, there are so many other samskaras. They say the Panchamaha Yajnas as samskaras. Panchamaha Yajnas, Pancharunas, we spoke yesterday. Now, Sapta Soma samskaras are there. Sapta Havir Yajna samskaras are there. Sapta Paka Yajnas are there. These are all described in all Dharma Shastras. So, together they are coming to 40 samskaras. In Apastamba Gurkhya Sutras, then Sri Haradattacharya Swami also spoke about Shodas samskaras. They said Paka Yajna samskaras. Paka Yajna means they are very precious, excellent. So, Harita Smriti says that samskaraha dvivithaha. Brahmacha haritaha. Dvivitho hi samskaro bhavati. Brahmo daivasya paka yajnaha. Somayagadayaha daiva samskaraha. Garbhadhana adayaha brahma samskaraha. So that is how they have differentiated. The following are Shodasa samskaras which we are following now. Garbhadhana, Pumsavana, Simanta, then Jatakarma, Namakarana, Nishkaramana, Annaprasana, Chuda samskara, Karnavedha, then Aksharabhyasa, Upanayana samskara, then Keshanta samskara for boys and Balika samskara for girls. Then Deva Vratas are Brahma Yajnas. Then Vivaha samskara and Antyeshti samskara. Last right. These Brahma Yajnas or Deva Vratas are meant only for boys. Girls need not have to do. Now Garbhadhana samskara will know in detail a little. This ritual is the first among 16 samskaras, as we said. After the marriage is celebrated, then the 4th day night, the parents of both bride and bridegroom will get it done to the newly wedded couple. Now, this can be called as conception ceremony, conceiving ceremony also, they say sometimes. This would be done only once in their life. Actually, why people get married is only for keeping the progeny alive, to get children. So, Prajayai Gruhamedhinam. For getting Santana, we get married. This should be the purpose. So, in order to get virtuous and responsible children who take care of parents, who take care of the religion, who take care of the Sanaatana Dharma, who take care of the nation, and who try to liberate themselves, such good children should be born. So, and also they should pay away the debts of Pitru Devatas, Pancharunas and Devarunas, they have to clear for forefathers. So to follow all these and complete all the works which are started by the father, and suppose father may not be able to complete them, that son should be able to complete it. So such worthy children should be born to the parents. So this ritual is very essential. Garbhadhana samskara is very essential for making the child wishing a good soul should come and take birth as a good son. So the ritual done to purify the womb of the mother, allowing a good jivatma to enter into it and grow in such a fertile form, is called as Garbhadhana samskara. Now, the sacrament of purifying the womb with most powerful mantras. So, mantras got that invincible power. Mantra itself means Mananat Trayata iti mantraha. The union of wife and husband to give birth to a child is described in Taittiriya Upanishad in a very detailed manner. As Maha Samhita, there are 5 Maha Samhitas, and Athiprajnam is this process. Mata Purva Rupam, Pita Uttara Rupam, Preja Santihi, Prejananagum Santhanam iti Athiprajam, they say. In our tradition, Veda Samskruti, even this Santana Utpatti is treated as Yajna, as a great and pious act, like done as a sacrifice, as a Yajna. It is an integral part of Vedic life. Now, when the minds and feelings of wife and husband come together, when both are very happy and willing, then their union gives birth to healthy and virtuous children. Otherwise, it may happen as it occurred in case of the births of Dhritarashtra, Panduraja, etc. Now, Amba closed the eyes on seeing Vedavyasa Maharshi. So, she gave birth to a son born blind. Now, Ambalika shivered with fear on seeing Sri Vedavyasa Bhagavan. So, she gave birth to Panduraja with Panduroga. But the servant maid, she is very much devoted. So, she served him with much devotion and confidence, so she could give birth to Vidura. Though she is a Dasi, she gave to a very highly genius, virtuous, knowledgeable person like Vidura. Vidura Niti, we say. Whatever he spoke is very authentic. When both spouse, that is wife and husband, love each other and have high ambitions, then they will get very good children. The priest, with the chanting of holy mantras, purifies and makes the couple very powerful and blesses them to get Sat Santana. And the parents also bless them to get good children. With their full love and affection, they bless the children to be prosperous. Now, in our Samskruti, our Sanaatana Dharma, one should get married only for getting children and thereby to become free from Pitru Runa. That is why the union of wife and husband is treated as most sacred as Yajna. Now, Pumsavana and Simanta also will do tomorrow. Let us stop here. Swasti.
Dhanyavada. Dhanyavada, Mahodaya.
Dhanyavadam.
So if anybody wants to ask any question, because now we started with, this is a starting point of Shodasha Namaskaras, and we have finished the introduction to Sanaatana Dharma. Anybody? Yeah, Gupta ji, I'll unmute you. I think we have to unmute you.
Namaskar, Mata.
Namaskar.
Can we preach God in the form of Allah and get salvation? You mentioned Vedas says that we can preach the God in any form we like and still get salvation.
Those who are born in that custom of worshipping God in the name of either Jesus or Christ, they will get liberated if they follow their customs, not us. You said us. We are all Hindus. We are all Sanaatana Dharmanuyayis. If we deviate from our Sanaatana Dharma, we will get ruined. We will go to Naraka and we will get the life of beasts, creatures, insects. We should never trespass our dharma. We have to stay in our dharma. We have to do our duties. We have to pray our gods and try to get liberation.
Are we not free to choose the religion? Are we bound by the birth?
There is no freedom. God has given us. Whatever is given to a child by the mother, that is a must for the child. Whatever mother feeds, the child eats. So whatever God has given us, we have to be like that only. There is no choice of selecting. Can you select your mother after taking birth from the womb of your mother? Can you say that she is not your mother? And you can treat all women as mothers, but mother alone is the mother who gave birth to you. Similarly, the religion, the mata, the feeling, whatever may it be, where we are born, that is ours, not others. Paratharmo bhayavahaha, swadharme nithanam sreyaha. It is better to die following our dharma than following other dharmas.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And I want to say that there was a little inconvenience in the beginning of this webinar, that it is locked. It is by slip of some finger by the host, it has happened. But nevertheless, it has happened after 24 people have joined. So later on, I have unlocked it. So my request is all of you, actually I want to make an announcement also yesterday at day before. All of you join before Vande Mataram. That is important. And also Prarthana. Don't come after that. Otherwise you will miss the important things of our course. Course, it doesn't mean just to know what is the lecture. All other formalities are also part of the course. Okay, anybody else wants to talk? Okay, then we will go for Prarthana and then Janaganamana. Anantanji?
ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सदनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Hari Om, just I want to tell one thing. Hello?
Yeah, please, madam. Please.
Somebody has, some line is seen here regarding Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Actually, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did not change his mata, though he wanted to experience Allah. That is right. So he behaved as if he is like a Muslim. He did namaz and thereby he experienced divinity in the form of Allah. And also he wanted to test the divinity, whether it appears as Jesus or not. So he felt as if he behaved as if he is a Christian, and then he did that prayer what they do, and then he could experience that divine power, that Devi Ma Kali Mata herself in the form of Jesus. It is only for experience. No other person can get such experiences as Ramakrishna Paramahamsa could get. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa by birth, he is the devotee of Kali Mata. He is the greatest devotee of Jagan Mata. He considered that the Paramatman is Devi Kali Mata only. And he used to talk with her as we talk together. So he always used to talk with Devi Mata, Kalika Mata. Such is his the greatness of his devotion and sincerity in his devotion and bhakti. He also felt as if he is like Anjaneya Swami, because he wanted to have the darshan of Sri Ramachandra. So he felt as if he is a monkey, he is the Anjaneya Swami. So he, at that time, he got the power even to climb the trees as if the monkeys climb. He used to jump. Who others can get such power? Because of his devotion to Kali Mata, he could get that. And he felt he is like Anjaneya Swami. He meditated upon Sita Rama and he got the darshan of Sita Ramachandra, Sri Ramachandra Murti. So he wanted to have the darshan of all the names, that is the divine power, that ultimate transcendental reality, with different names and forms which have been worshipped by all of us. In Upasana Granthas, many gods' names and forms are given. He wanted to see all of them. He wanted to experience them. And he experienced them. He saw with his own eyes all the forms, names, everything of the divine power. Who others will get such power? So he thought that he wanted even this Christianity, Zoroastrianism, Islamism, they are all there. Human beings are worshipping. Lord Sri Krishna promised that whoever worship, whoever are born in whichever dynasty, whichever kutumba, in whichever religious confidence, if they follow that dharma, they will get liberated. Whether that is true or not is to be proved to others, not for himself. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did this to prove this fact to others, but not for himself. He only wanted to visualize the divinity in all names and forms which we worship, but he believed only in Kalika Mata, the power, the Chit Shakti. Is it okay? Clear now?
Yeah. Or the person who has put it is, let me see who is that. Subramanyam, 219. Subramanyam 219. You want to say anything?
Yes, madam. Understood very well. Thank you very much.
Okay. So now, CC Babu, you want to say something?
Yeah, see, I just want to say that I received so many messages because of whatever you said, by slip of.
Okay. That is
They
okay.
love. No. What I want to say is, whenever somebody has a problem, they should say with their identity, with the PIN number or name. Just by saying, I am not able to join, I can't do, nobody can do anything. They should write their PIN number, they should write their name, so that we can do the needful. Also, as Colonel has said, please join at 6:25. Don't wait for 6:29 or 6:30 to occur, so that we want to maintain a discipline. And so henceforth, maybe we'll lock after 6:30. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, sorry for the inconvenience caused. It was not intentional. But, as CC Babu Garu said, from your side, as dharma of Shishya, be punctual. That's we are on Sanaatana Dharma course. What we are learning, what is our dharma. So as a student, what is your dharma? Do you come after, at your convenience as a student and walk in, once the teacher starts teaching and disturb everybody? Of course, here there is no disturbance, but nevertheless, it's not a good habit. What you are going to teach your children if you yourself are not punctual? So what we are saying, Sanatana Dharma means you have to know what is Sanatana Dharma, and also you have to follow Sanatana Dharma. Are you doing it as a student? Then you can always teach others as a parent. Okay, so be serious about it, because this is not a simple thing of coming late. It is something, which is more than that, that you are following your dharma or not. As the role dictates the role of a student, the role of a teacher. They all have their dharmas, which, Visalakshi Madam has amply said today. Okay, let us do now. Pradhana is over, I think.
Yes.
Janaganamana.
No, Janagan. Let's do Janagan.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद
Jai. Dhanyavadaha, Salachit Babu Garu. Now I think we had enough talk also with the audience. We will now close.
Kannalji, you only have to close today.
Oh, okay. Now I take note. Where is it? Firstly, stop recording.